Hey, good morning, guys. We're going to do a quick little read. Um, Not really much of a lesson, just a great story. So I'm going to jump in so it's short. Um, let's see. Genesis 34. Now, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, had born to Jacob, went out to visit the women of the land. When Sishem, son of Hamor the Hivite, the ruler of that area, saw her, he took her and he raped her. His heart was drawn to Dinah, daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. And Sishem said to his father Hamor, "Get me this girl as my wife." She goes out to meet friends. Sounds like a social butterfly. Um, the mayor's daughter or mayor's son pretty much like obsesses over her and rapes her, and then now he wants her as a wife. When Jacob heard that his daughter Dinah had been defiled, his sons were in the fields with livestock, so he did nothing about it until they came home. Then Sishem's father, Hamor, went out to talk with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's sons had come in from the fields as soon as they heard what had happened. They were shocked. They're pissed, right? They're shocked. They're furious because Sishem had done an outrageous thing in Israel or to Israel by sleeping with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not be done. But Hamor said to them, "My son Sishem has his heart set on your daughter. Please give her to him as his wife. Intermarry with us. Give us your daughters and take our daughters for yourselves. You can settle among us. The land is open to you. Live in it, trade in it, and acquire property in it." Then Sishem said to Dinah's father and brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and I will give you whatever you ask. Make the price for your bride and the gift I am to bring as great as you like, and I'll pay whatever you ask me. Only give me the young woman as my wife." His kid screwed up, and he's trying to make a peace treaty with it, kind of hearing him out, but they're pissed. Because their sister Dinah had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Sishem and his father Hamor. They said to them, "We can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. That would be a disgrace to us. We will enter into an agreement with you on one condition only, that you become like us by circumcising all your males. Then we will give you our daughters and take your daughters for ourselves. We'll settle among you and become one people with you. But if you will not agree to be circumcised, we'll take our sister and we'll go." The proposal seemed good to Hamor and his son Sishem, the young man who was the most honored of all his father's family. He lost no time in doing what they said, because he was delighted with Jacob's daughter. So Hamor and his son Sishem went to the gate of their city to speak to the men of the city. "These men are friendly toward us," they said. "Let them live in our land. Let them trade in it. The land has plenty of room for them. We can marry their daughters, they can marry ours. But the men will agree to live with us, with our people, only on one condition, that our males be circumcised, as they themselves are. Won't their livestock, their property, and all their other animals become ours? So let us agree to their terms, and they will settle among us." So they pitched the town by saying, "Hey, get circumcised, but we can have their women and access to their livestock and their land and everything else." Greedy. All the men who went out of the city gate agreed with Hamor and his son Sishem, and every male in the city was circumcised. 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. They put Hamor and his son Sishem to the sword and took Dinah from Sishem's house and left. The sons of Jacob came upon the dead bodies and looted the city where their sister had been defiled. They seized their flocks and herds and donkeys and everything else of theirs in the city and out in the fields. They carried off all the wealth and all their women and children, taking as plunder everything in the houses. They pirated them, right? Then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have brought trouble on me by making me obnoxious to the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the people living in this land. We are few in number, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I and my household will be destroyed." But they replied, "Should they have treated our sister like a prostitute?" That's the chapter. Not much to say it's just a cool story. I mean, I have, my two boys are older and they have a little sister. And if something happened to them, they'd be pissed. Jacob agrees to the idea of, bringing the neighbors in kind of like in a holy way. So, and that's the circumcision. But then, you know, I don't blame him for that. The old men try to make peace and make lemonade out of lemons out of something the first foolish child did. And then the brothers, when everyone's, got their pecker still bleeding and wrapped up, go in and slay them all because they were greedy pagans anyway. I don't fault the boys. I don't fault Jacob for trying to use old man wisdom. So this is just a great story in the Bible, and they're going to have to figure it out in the next chapter. But yeah, the neighbors started it. They raped a daughter. The sons killed them all. So that's it. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.